Imagine walking through life with an invisible antagonist whispering doubts and fears, manipulating your emotions and energy without a visible source. This isn't the plot of a new thriller movie, but a real phenomenon known as a spiritual attack. These attacks can manifest in various forms, affecting your mental, emotional, and even physical health. But how do you spot such an ethereal enemy? Here are 5 signs that your mind might be under spiritual assault. 1. Emotional and behavioral changes. Emotional and behavioral shifts are often the first indicators of a spiritual attack. If you find yourself unusually irritable or impulsive, this could be a sign of deeper spiritual turmoil. Such states often lead to negative coping mechanisms like excessive drinking or overeating as you try to handle increasing stress or emotional discomfort. Psychological research shows that these changes can disrupt your usual decision-making processes, leading to choices that might exacerbate your situation rather than alleviate it. This emotional dissonance can also result in a loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, a symptom commonly associated with depression and indicative of spiritual malaise. The disturbance in your emotional equilibrium can ripple out, affecting every area of your life, making it hard to maintain relationships or stay productive at work or in personal projects. The impact of these emotional and behavioral changes is profound and multifaceted. When you're caught in such a state, it's not just your personal life that suffers. Professional obligations can become challenging as well. The stress from failing to meet these obligations can then cycle back and further exacerbate your emotional and spiritual distress. Neuroscientific studies have linked stress and emotional turmoil to decreased cognitive functions, such as memory, attention, and decision-making capabilities. The brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for these higher-order functions, is particularly sensitive to chronic stress, which can alter brain function and structure in this region. This alteration not only affects your ability to think clearly, but also impacts your emotional regulation, potentially leading to increased irritability and impulsivity. 2. Physical symptoms. Physical symptoms of spiritual attacks can be misleading as they often mimic those of common health issues. Symptoms like constant fatigue, headaches, and general body aches, typically linked to stress and anxiety, may not be relieved by normal rest or medical treatments in the case of a spiritual attack. This can initiate a frustrating cycle where the underlying cause, spiritual distress, is not addressed, allowing the symptoms to persist and possibly worsen. Sleep disturbances, in particular, are a telltale sign of spiritual troubles. They impact both your physical and mental health, significantly affecting your daily functionality. The inability to sleep well can lead to a decrease in cognitive functions and emotional stability, making it harder to deal with everyday stresses and responsibilities. The continuous experience of these symptoms without clear medical explanations can be particularly draining. For example, the persistence of headaches and body aches can interfere with day-to-day activities and diminish quality of life, leading to a spiral of additional stress and anxiety. Medical practitioners often explore various physical causes for these symptoms, but when they persist without clear physiological reasons, it might be time to consider psychological or spiritual factors as potential underlying causes. 3. Psychic disturbances. Psychic disturbances suggest the presence of a malevolent force and can range from subtle to overt signs. A persistent sense of dread, recurring nightmares involving shadowy figures, or intimidating scenarios are clear indicators. These disturbances often go beyond mere feelings. They may include physical phenomena such as unexplained noises or flickering lights in your home. Such environmental disturbances contribute to a pervasive sense of fear, disrupting your daily life and deepening the spiritual crisis. It's common for those experiencing such phenomena to also feel emotionally and physically drained, as if their energy is being siphoned off by an unseen entity. This can leave you feeling perpetually tired, unable to find relief even after rest. The feeling of being watched or a general unease can also signify psychic disturbances. You might start noticing that certain areas of your home or workplace suddenly feel unwelcoming, or you could experience a chilling presence in these environments. These feelings can be accompanied by colder temperatures in specific spots or changes in the behavior of pets, who may appear agitated or avoid certain areas altogether. Paranormal researchers suggest that such disturbances are not just the product of an overactive imagination, but could be manifestations of spiritual or psychic energy that is out of balance. Adding to the complexity, psychic disturbances might also manifest through electronic interference. This could include inexplicable malfunctions of household electronics, such as televisions turning on and off, or radios changing stations on their own. Such occurrences, while often easily dismissed as coincidences or faults in the devices, can sometimes be persistent and patterned in a way that defies logical explanations. 4. Spiritual disconnection. A profound disconnection from spiritual practices can profoundly impact your life, leaving you feeling unanchored and adrift. When spiritual attacks occur, they often target your most deeply held beliefs and practices, causing you to question the foundations of your faith. This can lead to a wavering faith that disrupts your spiritual identity and overall sense of self. The resulting spiritual uncertainty can make it difficult to engage with practices that once provided immense solace and strength, further isolating you from sources of support and making it harder to cope with other challenges. This disconnection can manifest in various ways, each more disheartening than the last. You might find yourself unable to pray or meditate with the conviction you once had. Rituals and routines that grounded you and connected you to your spiritual roots may suddenly seem empty or ineffective. This estrangement from your spiritual life can lead to a cascade of emotional and psychological issues, from increased anxiety and depression to feelings of isolation and alienation. The impact on your sense of community can be particularly damaging. Spiritual practices often involve a communal element, which reinforces a sense of belonging and shared purpose. When you struggle with your faith, the community that was once a source of strength can feel distant, making it difficult to seek help or share your experiences. This can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and despair, trapping you in a cycle of withdrawal and disengagement. Addressing this spiritual disconnection requires a conscious effort to reconnect with your spiritual self and community. It might involve seeking out new forms of spiritual expression, revisiting the tenets of your faith to find renewed meaning, or finding a spiritual mentor to guide you through your doubts and struggles. The path to reclaiming your spiritual health is not easy, but it is vital for regaining balance and peace in your life. 5. Financial and social strains. Financial and social strains might not immediately suggest a spiritual attack, but sudden and unexplained difficulties in these areas can be a significant indicator. Persistent financial problems, despite careful management and diligence, can point to underlying spiritual disruptions. Similarly, if you find yourself pulling away from social interactions and community activities without a clear reason, it might be a sign of spiritual interference. This isolation can exacerbate the situation, as community support is often crucial in overcoming spiritual and emotional challenges. When facing unexplained financial hardships, one might experience a series of unfortunate events that lead to unexpected expenses or losses, making it seem like every step forward results in 2 steps back. These patterns are not just frustrating, they can be debilitating, impacting your ability to make confident financial decisions and increasing stress and anxiety levels. Economic theories and psychological studies have explored how stress can negatively affect financial decision-making, suggesting that a calm and clear mind is crucial for managing finances effectively. Socially, the strains can manifest as a gradual withdrawal from relationships and communal activities, which previously offered joy and connection. You might find yourself feeling unusually drained after social interactions, or perhaps conflicts seem more frequent and harder to resolve. This withdrawal not only affects personal relationships but can also lead to professional isolation, reducing opportunities for networking and career advancement. Didn't that just light a spark in you? If you're nodding yes, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more eye-opening content. Don't keep the enlightenment to yourself, share this video, and spread the positive vibes.